Hey guys, Palsteron here, and today let's talk about an update for the Beastmaster Scorpion that I've been playing yesterday. So everything I said in the first video about leveling has been exactly what I've been doing, and it has been smooth sailing. It was a lot better than in the testing, actually, because of the buffs and because I was testing worst case scenarios, and I've been absolutely smooth sailing ever since. I'm currently on 300 corruption, kind of pushing towards 400, and I've done the whole Harbinger stuff, and I'm now basically prepping for Aberoth. In this video, I'll talk about updates, basically where my build is right now, a few snapshots that I took along the way, and give you as many tips and tricks as possible. All right, I'll show you guys quickly a 301 corruption run. As I talked about, the playstyle is quite important, but I'll basically round it up here. So you have the Venom Nova of the Scorpion and the Warcry. You put those on numlock, 1-4, release the numlock, and now they're auto casting, right? So you're jumping in, boom. Let's maybe put up the settings a little bit so you guys can hear something. All right. So basically what's going to happen is you have your swipe. Whenever I swipe something, the Poison Nova is activating. You can see right here, I go up, I swipe, and then the Poison Nova and all the projectiles happen and everything around it dies. And then I also have the Terra's Blessing, and this one is even more important because whenever I heal the Scorpion like this, it's also releasing a Poison Nova. It doesn't have to be damaged. It just has to be targeted with the Eterna's Blessing. Now, this is a little bit harder when he's near you because the Eterna's Blessing can also target you. But yeah, once he's at the boss, you want to basically not stand directly next to the Scorpion, and you kind of just do it like this. It's a little bit easier with WASD, I'm not going to lie. But with the mouse button, once you get used to it, it's pretty damn easy. So you go up, swipe, everything dies. One of the playstyle things that you definitely should be thinking about is stuff dies behind you a lot. So one of the mistakes I see people make is they will literally just, I don't know, just stand there, right? Like what I'm currently doing and just kind of chill. And that's not really how you play this, right? In this case, obviously I have the Rift Beast. There's a random Rift Beast that I summoned. But if you're just clearing, stuff will die behind you. For example, this rare just died and I was already here, right? So if you just stay there, you have to trust your Scorpion. He's doing the work. The other thing, you want to leap slam as often as you can. So your aspect of the boar is up, your damage reduction is up. This also goes for evade. After evade or leap slam for 5 seconds, you're getting 30% less damage taken, right? So if your leap is on cooldown, or if it would be too awkward to jump, you can also just do a little dash here or there, right? But whenever you need it, it should be up. So that's basically how it goes. And yeah, I mean, you can see right here, against single target, you're spamming it Terra's Blessing. You're doing this. I'm just going to quickly head to the thingy. The damage so far has been pretty amazing. I have basically just taken defenses for the last, I don't know, 20 levels or so. And I'm now at a point where at some point I want to get some more offense as well. We're going to talk about that. But in general, I'm very, very happy. From start to finish, the build has been ultra consistent. Now, one other thing that's pretty important right here is there are mods that let your minions TP with you. So this one, for example, at the very bottom, minions teleported around you after you use a traversal skill. I think you can get this one from champions, but there's also one from exile mages on the boots. So if you get one of those, would highly recommend it. What that means is it doesn't work with evade, but if you can see my Scorpion right here, when I leap slam, boom, at the end he gets TP'd. And it's even better if he's like somewhere and then I leap slam, no matter where he is, now he's next to me. Otherwise, I would also highly recommend staying in defensive stance. If you don't know where this is, obviously it says right here, I rebounded. But yeah, you can swap here between offensive and defensive stance. The problem with offensive stance is the Scorpion will just go, I don't know. For example, if there's an enemy up there and I'm moving, he will stay up there until it's dead, which is kind of bad because I need to target him, right, in order to Nova. And if he's not next to me, then the Nova doesn't really do as much because the projectiles just go somewhere else. So whereas some minions, it's better to be offensive, for the Scorpion, I would definitely go defensive. I'm currently level 95 and I'm kind of going to show you my setup. You want to be resistance capped, have high armor, block, we're not doing anything with it. A little bit of stun avoidance goes a long way. Now, this is my current gear. I'll also talk about some other snapshots in a second. The most important piece on your character is the weapon. So once you get into Scorpion, there is not that many mods that actually do something for you in terms of damage. And one of the biggest ones is damage over time for minions. This one goes up to 400, I think 48 at a tier 7. So if you can get an exalted mod with that, that's great. That is the most important mod by far. After that, the mana regen hybrid is huge because it lets you just spam Eterna's Blessing over and over and over and over. You can see right here, This might seem like overkill, but in conjunction with certain bosses that are extremely tanky that you're going to face later, especially Aberoth, you're going to thank me that you're like, you will want the overkill. Let's put it that way. As well as that, retraction here, I said attunement is not that good. I didn't notice this, but Eterra's Blessing actually gets reduced mana cost with attunement, which is very much worthwhile. And while I think it's not worth going crazy over, for example, currently I think I have a little bit too much. Getting 30 to 40 is definitely very, very cozy. Now, if you don't have that exalted weapon yet, a lethal concentration is very, very strong. It doesn't matter what the rest does here, but it gives you 150 to 210 increased minion damage. Early on, that is enough. Just put on that spear, and there you go. It's level 58. It is quite good. Scales of Lemniscate is also quite strong. It gives you even more minion damage, minion health, and health, but it is level 82, and it's also harder to get LP on it. If you get LP on it, definitely wait for an exalted item and get the minion damage over time. The second most important item to look out for is Mantle of the Pale Ox, and while my implicits are completely worthless, the dodge rating, the word per second does nothing. I got a little bit unlucky, but the damage redirected to your highest health minion is insane. It is not just straight up you taking less damage, it is also additive with the mod down here, which just got introduced, which is another 10%. So that gets added to the 23 to be 33 or 34 with a perfect roll, which means a third of your damage is straight up going to your Scorpion. And don't forget, with your swipe, you are fully healing the Scorpion every single time. And with a little bit of CDR, you can get it down to even 1.5 second cooldown. Another very important item is Evolution's End. This item is baseline ridiculous, and every one of you guys will find this one extremely early if you do the league mechanic. Like the beasts, at the end of a full beast run, which means I think 12 beast kills or so, might be 16, I don't remember, you will get this item, and you will get it every single time, and it gives 1 to 2 all skills. Obviously, if you hit 2, that's the big one. Always 40% increased minion damage. If you have no LP, it is what it is. At the start, it doesn't matter. This is just really great alone. And look at the implicits. Up to 6 all attributes, movement speed, and up to 15 all resistances. Completely crazy amulet. And until you get some of these hyper-specific endgame items that you're probably going to farm like half a week for, this is going to be your BIS slot, and it's so easy to get. Also, with all these items, do not forget to put them into Nemesis eggs in order to get LP on it. That is a big power boost as well. Talking about that, I got the 5 attunement here from that Nemesis egg, but this is one of the next uniques, and this one comes from also the new mechanic, right? From the, this is my primordial relic. So you can only have one primordial item, and the one I'm currently using is this relic. And this one gives non-unique idols percentage effect. Now I have a pretty bad roll here. I didn't get a good implicit. It is what it is. It has endurance implicit, all attributes implicit. It has increased endurance threshold, which is, I don't think, even a stat in this game. Otherwise, it's always flat, or percentage endurance, which is just a cap. And then it has some other good effects, but it is extremely strong. And it took me around about, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours into monos, and then I had this farmed up. It's from that one vendor, so basically that NPC you're going to see while you're doing the beast stuff. He has it in his inventory. And yeah, if you get a good roll, if you get good LP on it, it's just going to be GG for a while. In my opinion, GG would obviously be to get +4 Scorpion on here. I'm still hunting for it. We'll see if I get it. If you're wondering what I'm doing with my idols that makes this so good is look at my HP right now. I actually go down by almost 400 HP, and that's with not great idols. So I'm basically just stacking as much percentage health as I can with these. Obviously, I would want to have as many as possible. This is only a 4%er. They go up to 9. This is an 8%er. And obviously, if the second mods were better, that would be even nicer. But yeah, I also have these with 4%, 4%, 4%, and then some vitality here, and just fix my resistances. Don't forget that all the resistances are also increased by the reliquariness. Do remember though that this item will also shine in end game once you're getting Viper effect on all your idols, and you're actually going to, I don't know, like get 60% more damage out of this relic. Other than that, there's not too much exciting going on here. I'm getting a ton of reduced bonus damage from critical from my boots. As much movement speed as you possibly can. It makes the build feel a lot better. As always, percentage health, hybrid health is the way to go. In the prefix, it's quite easy for this build because attunement is good, strength is good, dexterity is good. In this case, I would rather have a little bit more strength than attunement, but it is what it is. Don't forget, strength gives you percentage armor, so my armor could already be at like 70% or so. For gloves, you really want Eternal Gauntlets because they give you implicit percentage of armor applies to damage over time, which is a premium stat. Otherwise, if you can grab cast speed somewhere, that is actually a big deal because you are going to auto cast your Warcry, and if you look right here, it does have an animation and it does make quite a bit of a difference, and you can spam Etura's Blessing a little bit faster. As for the rings, I'm just filling in endurance, I'm filling in resistances, there's not really much else here. I'm obviously going for red rings eventually. I think I have it open somewhere. I can just open it here. Yeah, Red Ring of Adlaria. You guys know the drill. This is like the chase item everybody's looking for. With the prophecies, I'm going to hunt 2 of these. If you don't know, if you have 180 total attributes, 10% less damage taken, stacks twice, and a ton of strong stats. For belt, I have CDR here. I have health. You can also go hybrid health. They're both quite strong. For prefix, you would want minion damage and then cleanse if you potion, but yeah, not perfect right now. For helmet, I'm thinking about some of the unique options. We'll see about that, but right now just stats and percentage. And yeah, I think that's about it. I guess blessings we haven't talked about. So get XP as soon as possible. More XP gets you stronger faster, right? You guys know the drill. Health. This one is quite strong. Increased health regen, flat health regen. This is a premium stat because you get percentage health regen per strength 2%, and we're currently sitting at 90 strength, so that's 180%. Quite potent. And other than that, just get as much armor as you possibly can. You'll see I don't even have like the greater blessing yet, but this is armor, flat armor, percentage armor, right? Resistances helps out a lot, although I won't have this in endgame. I'll kind of have to check this one out. Once again, for reference point, always check out Cookbook's guide that I linked in the original video. As for passives, like I said, in the original tree, I did change to attunement from the strength, but now I actually take both and I don't take primal medicine anymore. I will probably get this last point here and probably reduce this attunement by 1, but we'll see. Eventually, I might go cornered beast. It is quite strong for less damage taken. We'll see whenever I feel squishy. Other than that, there's not much here to say. Beastmaster, quite straightforward. Urson strength, Arder's loyalty, aspect of the boar, super strong. Probably gonna respect this Call of the Pack at some point. I don't really know for what right now. And Venom I'm only taking right now because I actually need the poison res, although that might not be true anymore. Yeah, I just put some stuff around so I can actually respec 1 or 2 of those points. Only the minion melee poison chance is not that crazy because you already have a lot and it doesn't count for your Venom Nova and for the projectiles, so it's like But if you need the poison res, sub it in. Obviously, less damage taken, absurd. You guys already know the drill with the aspect of the Viper. One thing I will say is that really prioritize this node in particular. And I mean, Viper Fangs is obvious, but this node here gives you so much aspect of the Viper duration. And at the start, especially when you have no CDR, 2 second CDR, you can't hit that much. So that's the first thing for aspect of the Viper uptime, because you will notice it only has 3-second uptime without duration. And later it's going to have like 8 seconds once you have this in and embodiment. But the other thing is Warcry. Some people have not taken, well, okay, people have obviously taken this node. But the thing about why this node is so important is that the Warcry also hits. And this can also activate the aspect of the Viper, and you would not believe how much of a difference this makes. So I would highly recommend also putting Warcry on numpad. At the start, you don't really have to do that because it makes you a little bit slower because you're stuck in place for a second. But do remember that once you get the haste and all the haste duration, it's actually an upside. You're actually going to get faster if you cast it. And yeah, I haven't really changed anything else. If you need extra reduced bonus damage taken from crit, then get it from Ancient Might. If you need extra poison risk, get it here. On the Druid, I'm currently working on the 5-point bonus here, which gives you 1 all attributes. Like I said, everything that's all attributes on this build is amazing because 4 of the 5 attributes are good. Vitality, strength, dexterity, and attunement. Int sucks, which is also why I would highly recommend to do the quests as soon as possible. So the campaign, right? Act 9, Act 10, do them ASAP because they actually, yeah, they give you +1 all attributes on completion. And if you don't know where to see what you get from a quest, and for example, you still need your idle slots or passive points, down here, it tells you you have 15 out of 15 passive points and 8 out of 8 idle slots. And yeah, there's like 12 quests where you can get idle slots, but you only need to do 8 of them. Same goes for passive points. As for skills, one thing I did change is I actually went up to efflorescence and I went to regrowth. So basically what this means is half of the value that a Terra's Blessing would usually heal actually gets healed over time, which is kind of strong because your minion and yourself are usually on full HP, and you're just healing to proc its ability. But then if it gets hit after, it shoots up again because you actually get that regen over time that is left over. So you can experiment around with these, but I felt like they were very strong. For Warcry, I don't think I really changed anything. I think I already took the apprehend, like the knockback being a pull instead is quite strong. I don't think I changed anything else here. With the Scorpion, oh yeah, one thing I did change with the Scorpion. If you have more points than 20, get Reverberating Strike ASAP. The extra avalanche boulders, they're not crazy, don't get me wrong, but they can still apply poison sometimes, and they're just, I don't know, they're a little bit extra AoE. They are not going to make or break anything, but they're kind of free because you don't have that many points. And I had 4 points here for the area, but I actually went cold-blooded. I did see that sometimes stuff freezes. This does not convert your poison chance, just so you're aware. It does the cold conversion, but it doesn't convert the poison, which is nice. And the hit damage doesn't really do any damage, and it just means 35% less cold damage taken for your Scorpion. So that was worth it. Otherwise, everything according to plan. I will say, though, that it might just be pinches and pokes and stop being so cute with all these points, but I'm just trying out stuff right now. I'll show you one more planner, which I made at level 69. This was kind of how I got into Empowered Monos. I upgraded it a little bit defensively, but from level 69 to level 77, I think, is whenever I got into Empowered Monos. And yeah, as you can see right here, just a little bit of minion damage over time. Nothing else does anything. Prioritize percentage increased health. Do all the nemesis you can. You will get some freakish items. You will get some items that have tier 6, tier 7 mods at like level 40. Always do them, even if you think it's not worth it. Look at these items, right? I still had a shield back then. You want to get to 200 as soon as possible. Every bit of increased damage is huge. But yeah, just cap your resistances, get as much percentage life as you possibly can, and that's about it. A lot of people are going to drop this one during leveling. If you get lucky, I didn't get much, but you can. And as you can see right here in this tree, once I got up here, I prioritized Viper Fangs and Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake immediately, 10 out of 10. And only then I actually went for the increased effect of Aspects. First the uptime, then the effect. The only exception is Exemplar. Don't worry about the point bonus. It doesn't matter for us, but getting 10 strength and 10 dexterity for 5 points is ridiculous. Now for progression, once you're in Empowered Monos, there is actually a new currency that you can use right here. This green thing, these green thingies that you find everywhere. If you click the plus button, you will actually get extra stability. I will just quickly show you a boss so you can see the single target and kind of like the, I'm going to leave the Harbinger out for now. Actually, let's do the Harbinger on top. I'm just going to quickly show you this. And yeah, so you can see the playstyle. So you put 1 and 4 on numpad, and then you kind of jump in, and well, you want to look up and you want to swipe as often as you can, and then you're going to spam your, so you can see how I'm spamming it, right? You can see I'm spamming a Terra's Blessing and the projectiles are just flying. You swipe sometimes. Make sure that your aspect of the Viper is up. Make sure that you're kind of melee because you have a lot of effects that say less damage taken against nearby enemies. And also, so your Warcry actually hits, which gives you more aspect of the Viper uptime. I'm going to chill a little bit on mana here because the Harby is about to come out. And yeah, one other thing is you can actually swap to aggressive stance so that if you're kiting away, your minion will not come to you. It will actually stick on the enemy, right? And not just like go away. So if you want to swap to aggressive stance, that is probably quite a good idea on bosses. You can see right here, I'm just kind of melting as often as possible. I'm trying to get some swipes in, but otherwise I'm just ranged doing a Terra's Blessing. Here I'm getting a little bit pummeled. Got to be a little bit careful. And yeah, just keep moving, keep moving. Make sure that you dodge sometimes. I forgot it because I'm trying to also describe the fight is a little bit stressful right now. But you want to dodge here or there so you get the less damage taken from aspect of the boar. Remember that you only have the aspect of the boar if you recently evaded or Fury Leap. But if you can see, Fury Leap is kind of annoying to do during this fight. So just get a dodge in here or there and it's kind of big. And yeah, you can see you get up to like 100 poisons. And yeah, if I had more mana, it would be even better. Although I will say that at some point, the max mana doesn't really matter as much as the mana regen. So at that point, you should rather go for mana regen. Now I'm kind of And yeah, as you can see, my damage is kind of enough for 300. Maybe I could get to 400. What you saw at the end there is actually the cull of the swipe. So at the end, make sure once the enemy is on 14%, go in for the swipe. Now, quickie thing here at the end, kind of like problem solving in case your build doesn't feel up to par or you don't like it. There's a few reasons for that. Some you can fix, some you can't. The first one is you're not using numpad. Check out the latest video where I kind of go over how you set that up. So basically, you're automatically casting your Scorpion. You're automatically casting your Warcry. That is a lot less button presses overall. Now, if you're on console, that's kind of an issue because you don't have numpad, obviously, but your Terra's Blessing will actually always auto-target minions, or at least that's what I've heard from people. So that will make it a lot less awkward in that sense. So it's kind of a trade-off. The second thing, you summon random minions. I've seen this a lot. You get it from shrines, or you think it's a good idea to put in totems here and or whatnot, or you're summoning other stuff. Don't, because your Terra's Blessing will now randomly heal those other minions, and then you don't get the Poison Nova because this node doesn't work anymore. The other thing could be you're standing on top of your minion all the time, because then sometimes the Terra's Blessing targets you and not the minion. That's only a PC thing apparently, but still something you should look out for. Or you're used to Sentinel and Rogue clear speed. I already said this in the first video. This is kind of like me trying minions for the first time. Minions can never have that clear speed. It's just not possible. You're not the one dishing out the damage. So you kind of have to trust that your minions are doing the stuff. So it's kind of just like, what's the best minion build? In terms of clear speed, you can't really beat those classes. Minions have their own advantages. For example, in endgame, you can do stuff like Bear, Earthquake, and you're going to absolutely one-shot stuff. But when it comes to clear speed, you're never going to get there. So if you're so used to Sentinel Rogue from last leaks that you don't like the playstyle, then reroll. Now, one thing at the end here is that I obviously said that Scorpion is something I'm going to play from like 100 corruption to maybe 400 or 500, and then I'm going to spec into something that's more single target heavy or is a little bit heavier scaling. I've heard mixed reviews about people running Bear. I've heard it's very strong, but can be a little bit clunky at the start when you don't have a lot of attack speed and a lot of CDR. So make sure that you have your gear ready first before you go into it, because your clear might otherwise go down, and then your XP goes down, your gear goes down. So make sure, I don't know, you prep stuff. But whatever you go for in endgame, you could also try out the Maelstrom Scorpion. I think Gorafa was, for example, playing that, so maybe check him out. Or whoever is your favorite streamer who does that. And yeah, I already said this before. I think that Scorpion is one of the strongest mid-game minions and the strongest mid-game packages for Beastmaster. And I know a lot of these other builds will shine in endgame, obviously, but it is so easy in Last Epoch to get new gear sets that I don't see any reason to like have some kind of struggle before that. So yeah, hope this video was giving a little bit of an insight. All the planners will be down below in the description. And yeah, I might do another update, but it's not 100% sure. If not, I will put another planner that is kind of endgame-ish. But once again, remember that Cookbook has a planner as well. PoE2 is around the corner. I'm not 100% sure if I will be able to do it, but this should at least give you a little bit of extra kick. With that being said, since I still don't have a slogan, see you next time.